Hello, Warrior. I'm so excited to be here with you today. We're going to talk about something that's really important, and since it's still July and we just celebrated the 4th of July, I wanted to go with one of the founding fathers in my message this week. So I specifically went with John Hancock. He's someone who I recently started learning a little bit about, and I find quite a fascinating character, and who was a small business owner. But if you don't know John Hancock, he signed the Declaration of Independence. He had the biggest signature. He wanted to make sure that King George knew that he had signed it and that there was no mistake about it, even if it meant his death because of treason. He was that confident. But he said, the more people who own little businesses of their own, the safer our country will be, and the better off its cities and towns have. For the people who have a stake in their country and their community are its best citizens. So we're going to jump into that and talk about how important your small business can be. Once again, my name is Lauren Stone and I'm the basic trainer, and I do want to establish rhythm to your vision. So excited to be here with you, talking about a great topic. I love how Mr. Hancock talks about how we are great citizens with our small businesses. And small businesses are so important to me. This is why I wanted to go into coaching, is because I want to help small businesses reach their full potential. And we're going to talk about why a small business is so important today. So in my research, I found some statistics that were put out, and this was through Forbes that I found it, but it looks like most of the publishing statistics actually came from the Small Business Association, uh, and they reported that 32, I believe it was 33.2. I got my statistics over here to help me confirm. 33.2 million jobs in America are from small businesses. And that actually 99.9% of the businesses that exist in America are small businesses. So it's 33.2 businesses are small businesses. That's 99.9%. How phenomenal is that? I mean, the small business basically makes up almost our entire economy. When you look at people employees, because big businesses employ a lot of people. Usually a big business is something over 500 employees. And you know that they're out there. But these small businesses still employ 50% of the workforce in America. Over the last 25 years, they're responsible for about 1/3 of all the job creation in America. So small businesses have an impact. And a lot of times we look at it, it's just the big businesses out there. They're the ones doing everything. They're the ones running it all. And small businesses don't have that influence. But it's not true. And even more importantly, they have more impact locally in our own local economies, in our own local communities, where there can be a bigger impact and where there can be more importance. And that's what I believe John Hancock was talking about, is when we leave the control with our smaller, more locally owned businesses, we can all prosper together as a community. And we know we're drawn to those communities that are prospering, and those communities that are prospering because of small businesses. So let's take a look at that. And why it is important that we have small businesses, and how it is that they help out so much, and what it is he's really talking about. And I specifically thought about three areas. So the first area was the community itself, how small businesses benefit the community. Apart from the fact that it's creating jobs and it's bringing more money into the community, that community is used to support other businesses. The local governments use that to help keep our communities clean, build parks and places for our kids to play, and to make it more beautiful and a more desirous place to be when small businesses are allowed to thrive in our communities. And then on top of that, it gives us peace of mind that the community we live in is a stable community. So small businesses create that, because big businesses, they're just focused, maybe where they're headquartered, but they're not going to come out and take care of the small communities like your local businesses are. And then the other thing is they engage in the community. When we have small businesses in our communities, we know these people personally. We engage with them. We have a relationship with them. We know them. We trust them. We have more confidence in them. And we work together to take care of each other. You constantly hear about support local businesses. Everyone wants to support local business. Even Amazon, when they advertise, they say, hey, we're helping local businesses too. Because it's such a big deal and it's so important. Now think to yourself, why is it so important that I want to support local business? Again, it comes down to this is my community where I live. I want people in my community to live their best lives. So we work with that local business. And then as business owners, we have the entrepreneurial spirit. And this to me really connects us with our roots as Americans and with our founding fathers and the things we want to be. We are fighting for a cause that we believe in when we start our businesses and when we're entrepreneurs. We are visionaries. We envision something greater. We are influencers as we're helping build other people's lives and as we hire employees and as we work with other people. We have inspiration that we want to use to be able to learn and grow in our communities and in the world. And in this, and we can take those visions and live our dreams. Now, when I coach people, this is something that I talk about a lot. I'll sometimes refer to myself as a vision coach. I like to focus on the vision. I like to focus on what is your end game and what is it you want to accomplish, because that's important to know. And I actually do a meditation exercise with my customers. A lot of times I'll do it more than once because it's so good to know. I do it with myself over and over again. And I say, first of all, when you think about what it is you want to accomplish and the dream that you're working towards, when you hit that vision, say 10 years down the road or 5 years down the road, how is it affecting everything? First of all, because a lot of times we know what it's going to do to us and how amazing our life's going to be because we achieved that goal. But how's it going to affect your family? What good are you going to be able to do with your family now? How are their lives improved because of it? And then I'll ask them, okay, now let's talk about your employees. Or if you're not self-employed, you're not a small business owner, what about the people you work with? How will accomplishing your goals help your coworkers or your employees? Their lives are going to be better. If their lives aren't going to be better, you're working towards the wrong vision. Fix it. And then what about your clients? We're all helping clients in one way or another, whether we're business owners or not. We have customers and clients we are responsible to. How are their lives going to be better because of what you do and you accomplishing your dream? And then let's jump that out to our actual community. How are our communities going to be better because we're living our dreams? How are the schools that our kids go to going to be better? The churches that we attend, how are our friends' lives going to be better because they're spending time with us as we're successful, and it's going to help inspire them to be more successful? How is your community going to be better because you accomplished your dream, because you fulfilled your vision? I was recently attending a Tony Robbins event, and one of the things that really stuck out to me that he talked about is let's start building our lives now. Even with John Maxwell, in the class I teach every month, I talk about being intentional about your growth. Don't just let it come to you. Be intentional about it. And anyways, going back to Tony Robbins, he talked about start today. Build the life you want to live so that 10 years from now, you will look back and thank you for getting started because you were living the life of your dreams. Don't be the person who 10 years from now never started anything and you're still in the same place and you're looking back, kicking yourself that 10 years ago you didn't get started. And it doesn't matter how old you are. You hear success stories of people who are in their retirement years starting businesses and doing something great with their names. It happens. It doesn't matter. It's not too late. I interact with people every week who are in their 70s and starting a new business because it supports their community. It helps them live their dreams. Never stop dreaming. Always work towards it. That was your big call to action. Too often, and this has been my experience over and over again with all of my customers, they know what they need to do, and they just don't understand why they're not doing it. I help coach them and help them deal with those emotions. But the number one word or term that they use when they hire me is I need someone to hold me accountable. I need an accountability partner. So here's what you need to do. Figure out what exactly your dreams are, write them down, Make sure you can define them, all the aspects of them, how they're going to affect all these, your family, your friends, your community, your coworkers, your employees, whoever. How are your dreams going to affect those people? Write it all down, and then find someone to hold you accountable and say, okay, these are the stepping stones that I'm trying to hit. Hold me accountable that I'm done with this by this point, and I'm done with this by this point. And if you can't find someone, or you just don't trust the people around you that they're going to be able to do it because they're so busy in their lives, hire a coach. That's what we're here for. Someone who will hold you accountable to make sure that you're hitting the milestones and the progress you need to. It's not our job to get it done. I'm not going to do it for you. You still have to do it. But let's talk about the emotions and the hangups. Let's deal with those walls, with those triggers, and with those anchors. Let's figure out what's really stopping you so we can work through it and you can accomplish and build the life you want. Be intentional. Again, so 10 years from now, you will be happy you took a step today. It's going to do so much. It's going to help you establish that rhythm to your vision. It's going to be amazing. Just watch what happens.